Interesting that you mention European countries, Phil, because as everyone knows, this referendum is unprecedented in European history and certainly in UK history. But it doesn't mean that it hasn't happened elsewhere before. And one country in particular has proved that breaking up isn't quite so hard to do.
Graves marking one of the worst atrocities in European history. The Sbrebrenica massacre in Bosnia and Herzegovina was one of the bloodiest episodes in the war that followed the fragmentation of Yugoslavia in the early 1990s. But one country proved a national divorce can be peaceful. In 1993, Czechoslovakia split into the Czech Republic and Slovakia. One man who worked in the Czech capital Prague at the time says it was much easier than the potential breakup of the United Kingdom.
None of the circumstances that would make it hard were there. Cultural differences were minimum. Economic differences were there, but handled by virtue of independent fiscal policies, autonomous monetary policy, their own currencies.
But money is at the heart of the arguments between London and Scotland. The independence camp wants to continue using the UK pound. London says it's out of the question, especially if Scotland won't share its debt burden.
Everyone knows that if you split up, you don't go on sharing a bank account or a credit card. The reality is that successful currency unions require political and economic union as well.
Czechs and Slovaks split their assets based on a simple 2-to-1 formula. That was based on the Czech Republic having double the population of Slovakia. But questions persist today over who benefited the most.
Slovak lands were disproportionately the location of heavy industry, especially armaments and weaponry, and that, of course, was all going to go. So, in a way, the Czechs were better off without the Slovaks in those years because that was going to be the difficult transition to make.
As voters in Scotland make arguably the biggest political decision of their lives, who benefits most from a possible breakup of the UK is also open to debate.